Ryan, how much has the series in June been talked about this week as y'all prepare for a rematch of sorts with Tennessee?
Actually zero. We actually haven't brought it up once. I think we talked about it a little bit, just talking about how when the year first started, this was a really highly anticipated weekend on the outside looking in, and there's no reason for us to think of it as anything less now. Like it's still a great opportunity for us, and we're super excited to get to go play a great Tennessee team.
Over your last couple of starts, what has it been that offenses have found a little bit more success against you, and how have you gone about attempting to correct those?
Yeah, I think if I look over the last three, just since conference play started, the first two, I kind of shot myself in the foot a little bit with free bases, and then a solo shot turns into a two-run homer. So those were self-induced. I think the last one was just kind of one of those days of baseball where it just seems like everything you throw is just on a barrel. And there's days like that. So it's one of those things like you come out of the game and you want to be frustrated, but you really have nothing to be mad about because you went in with a plan and you execute your plan and you just failed, and that's something that you come up with.
Understanding that each team's different, how does this Tennessee team compare to the one you saw in Omaha? What challenges does that lineup present?
Yeah, they're a good team. I mean, they obviously have some turnover, but they'd also have some returning pieces, which is huge in a ball club. And what they've done to this point is no secret. Like they've had a ton of success. They've scored a ton of runs, and I think for us, it really comes back to us. Can we stay true to who we are in this kind of a moment, and in front of a great crowd that they'll bring, and with a team with all this, that's had success and has a lot of buzz around them? Can we stay true to who we are and not let that phase us?
Bear has really stood out with his bat the last couple of weeks, but as a pitcher, how has he been as a catcher for you guys?
Yeah, he's done a great job. I mean, he's done everything that we could ask. He talks to us, he listens, he asks what guys need, and there's no ego back there of him doing it his way. He's open to learning, and then obviously when he's back there catching well and then swinging the bat really well, that's a big plus too.
What's the biggest thing about pitchers building rapport with catchers, and just how have you seen Bear been able to do that since he got here last summer?
Yeah, it starts when guys get on campus. It's throwing to guys, being around them, kind of learning everybody's personality. Like, I think the biggest thing I think about is how much can those guys be around each other together. That's why pitchers and catchers report together with the big leagues. They don't just bring pitchers with bullpen catchers. Like, those guys have to start to learn how everybody operates. So we were doing that from day one, and he was great with it. And I think you're just starting to see all that kind of come to fruition.
I know two different teams, but does it feel like this is a little bit of a continuation of where it ended off last year, or does this feel like something completely new with them?
I think it's something completely new. Like, you look at both squads, there's definitely some returning pieces, but both teams are different, and that's the beauty of college baseball, is that you don't have the same team one year to the next. Like, something's always changing. So I don't know. I think there's definitely going to be talk about that what ended last year and now this weekend, but for us it's another series against, I guess, Tennessee.
Would it feel extra good to kind of get things going back again and have it be against these guys from last year?
I think it would just feel good to kind of get going in the right direction. And I think, yeah, you could say doing it on the road and against that team in front of that crowd would be awesome, but to be completely honest, just any way to get it going, and however we can do that, and kind of just do what we know that we're capable of doing.
Understanding that the ballpark you're headed to has a reputation of being a bandbox, how much of does the preparation, the game plan change from place to place?
I don't know if it's a ton. I think maybe there's a little more emphasis on just what we kind of talk about a lot, which is limiting the free passes, because we know that a ball that's not hit very well can still get out of that place. So the free base is even more important. So I think we just hone in back on that about, it's almost like recommitting to what we do of fill up the strike zone, limit the free passes, and make the other guy beat you, not beating ourselves.
hit batters was something it seemed like a lot of you guys struggled with last weekend. Is there anything y'all been doing, particularly in practice this week, to try and improve on that?
Not really. A lot of it's getting back to committing to the middle, and it's one of those things like that team's really good at getting hit by pitches. So however they do it, that they're good at it, and they're able to wear them. But I think that's one of those things that's kind of just like a freak event. Like I've never seen Justin hit 4 guys in a game, so it's like something was just weird about it. But I don't think anything really has to change.